Hello everyone, I hope you are fine, happy and safe. And as usual, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram and Facebook so that you can stay updated and get all the notifications concerning the English language video lessons that I conduct. So before I start today's lesson, I just want you to take a look at this person. And of course, this is John. His name is John. Are going to read a text about his professional experience. So I'm going to read. When John was 25, he had to choose a career, either to become an English teacher or a businessman. He finally decided to become an English teacher because he wanted to be able to travel around the world and work at the same time. Now let's see, what is John thinking about? So let's read this text to know what he's thinking about. If I hadn't become an English teacher, I wouldn't have moved to London. I could have become a businessman, of course. And if I had become a businessman, I could have earned a lot of money. So I just want to ask a question. Is he able to change the past? Of course no. He cannot change the past. So today's lesson is going to be about conditional type 3. And of course, in this video you are going to see the structure of the third conditional, which means how to formulate the third conditional, what is its form, and the usage, when do we use the third conditional. And of course, I'm going to provide some examples that will simplify things for you, that will make this lesson easy for you to understand. So let's get started. What is the third conditional? What does conditional type 3 sentence mean? So let's have a look at the board. As the other conditionals, a conditional type 3 sentence consists of two clauses. So the conditional type 3 sentence contains two clauses. The first clause is called the if clause, and the second clause is called the main clause. And of course, we use different verb forms in each part of a conditional sentence type 3. So as you can see right here, this is the first clause in yellow. We begin with if plus the verb in the past perfect. And the second clause in white, we have the subject plus would or could or might plus have plus the verb in the past participle. So of course, the first clause is called the if clause, and the second one it's the main clause. And you need to know something. The if clause introduces the condition. So this is the condition, and the main clause is the result of this condition. Okay? So let's see some examples. If she had saved enough money, she would have bought a new car. But unfortunately, she didn't save enough money. So as you can see in this example, in the first clause, the verb is conjugated in the past perfect. And here in the second clause, we have the subject plus would have plus the verb buy in the past participle, and it becomes both. Okay? And the second example, if I had worked hard, I wouldn't have failed the exam. But unfortunately, I didn't work hard, so I failed. So of course, the same for the second example. We have the first verb, or the verb of the first clause is in the past perfect, and in the second clause, which is the main clause, we have would or wouldn't plus have plus the verb feel in the past participle, which is filled. So now let's move to see the usage of conditional type 3. You are going to know when do we use conditional type 3 sentence. Let's read. We use conditional type 3 to talk about unreal or imaginary situations which are contrary to facts in the past. So conditional type 3 sentence is used to talk about things or situations or events that didn't happen in the past. So we use it to imagine if they had happened, what could have been done. So we use conditional type 3 to describe what we would have done or how something could have happened if circumstances had been different. Okay? And of course, conditional type 3 sentences express regret or criticism. Okay? So let's see some examples so that you can understand this more. Let's read this example. Karim didn't work harder, so he didn't earn more money. As you can see here, both of the verbs are in the simple past because this situation is in the simple past. It happened in the simple past, and of course this is the real situation. Now we are going to turn this real situation into an unreal situation. We are going to imagine another situation with a hypothetical result, of course. Hypothetical result in Arabic is نتيجة افتراضية. So let's see the conditional type 3 sentence. If Karim had worked harder, he would have earned more money. As you can see here, we turned the negative into the positive and we conjugate this verb in the past perfect. And of course this is the if clause. And we turned the negative to the positive here as well. And didn't earn more money becomes would have earned more money, because we have to use would have plus past participle in the main clause. So we changed didn't earn more money with would have earned more money. Okay, so let's move to another example. Sarah didn't apply for the job because she didn't get her diploma on time. So as you can see here, we have a result and a cause. So the cause is that Sarah didn't get her diploma on time, and the result of this cause is that she didn't apply for the job. So let's turn this sentence to a conditional type 3 sentence. We are going to imagine another situation, which is of course a real situation in the past. If Sarah had got her diploma on time, she would have applied for that job. So of course, when we have because, the linking word because, we have to begin with this clause, the clause that comes after because. It is the one that we have to begin with. And the result is going to be the second clause of the conditional type 3 sentence, or the main clause. So the if clause is going to be the clause that comes after because, and the main clause is going to be the clause that comes before because. Okay? And of course, you should not forget about the structure of the conditional type 3. After if, you have to conjugate the verb in the past perfect, and in the main clause you have to put would have plus past participle of the verb. So if Sarah had got her diploma on time, she would have applied for that job. But unfortunately, she didn't get her diploma on time. That's why she couldn't apply for that job. This is Cristiano Ronaldo, who is considered as one of the most famous football players around the world. So this example is about this player. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't score any goals, so Juventus team lost the match. So now let's move to see how to form a conditional type 3 sentence based on this example. Of course, this is the real situation. We are going to imagine another situation in the past. Juventus team couldn't have lost the match if Cristiano Ronaldo had scored more goals. Or if Cristiano Ronaldo had scored more goals, Juventus team couldn't have lost the match. There is something very important that you should know concerning this example. As you can see here, we begin with the main clause and then we write the if clause. And here you are not required to write or to put a comma between the clauses. So whenever you begin your sentence with the main clause, you are not supposed to put a comma. You just write if directly after the main clause. So the main clause can also be at the beginning of the sentence. In this case, don't use a comma. Now let's move to the practical parts of this lesson. As you can see right here, you have 4 sentences, and what you are required to do is to turn them to conditional type 3 sentences. So let's begin with this one. You didn't ask me for help, I didn't help you. If you had asked me for help, I would have helped you. Second one. We didn't play the match because it started raining heavily. If it hadn't started raining heavily, we would have played the match. The third sentence. Layla didn't wake up early, so she couldn't catch the earlier train. Layla could have caught the earlier train if she had waken up early. Layla could have caught the earlier train if she had waken up early. The last sentence. He had a car accident yesterday because he didn't drive carefully. If he had driven carefully, he wouldn't have had a car accident. So as you can notice, in all of these sentences, we begin with the if clause and then we write the main clause. And in the if clause, we conjugate the verb in the past perfect, and in the main clause, we put would have or wouldn't have plus the past participle of the verb. You have to pay attention to something very important, which is about the verb forms. So as you can see here, we have the negative form of the verb ask in the simple past. Didn't ask. So we have to change it into the positive form or the affirmative form and conjugate the verb in the past perfect. See, didn't ask became had asked. And here, didn't help became would have helped. So negative becomes positive. And here, in this example, as you can see, we didn't play the match because it started raining heavily. So it started raining heavily. It is in the affirmative form, and here we changed it to the negative form. If it hadn't started raining heavily, okay? And here it didn't play the match. It is in the negative form. We changed it to the affirmative form. We would have played the match. So we didn't play the match because it started raining heavily. If it hadn't started raining heavily, we would have played the match. You see? So now let's move to another part. As you can see here, you are asked to rewrite the sentences beginning with the words given. This is an example of one of the exercises of the language parts of the national exam. So you have to be aware of how to use conditional type 3 sentences, because you are going to be given such kind of exercises in the day of the exam. Okay, and you should work on it correctly so that you can get 1 point. So let's begin with this one. Salah didn't buy the farm because he didn't get financial support from the bank. So Salah, he couldn't buy the farm, and the reason behind this is that he didn't get financial support from the bank. So how can we change this sentence into the conditional type 3 sentence? So this is the real situation. Now let's try to make another situation in the past which is unreal, just to imagine the opposite of this situation. Great, this is the right way. We can say if Salah had got financial support from the bank, he would have bought the farm. As you can see here, the negative became positive, and we changed it, or we conjugated this verb into the past perfect. Okay, so let's move to another sentence. You didn't check a dictionary, that's why you made many spelling mistakes. So you didn't check a dictionary, that's why you made many spelling mistakes. Let's imagine another situation which is imaginary. We're going to see the opposite of this situation in the past. If you had checked the dictionary, you wouldn't have made many mistakes. So that's the right way of making a conditional type 3 sentence. The last one, the employees stopped working because they didn't get their salaries. The employees wouldn't have stopped working if they had got their salaries. So here, as you can see, we begin with the main clause, and then we finish it with the if clause. Here you are not required to write a comma. Whenever you begin with the main clause, there is no need to put a comma. We put a comma only in case we begin with the if clause. So before I finish this video, I would like to thank you so much for watching it till the end, and I hope you understand this lesson. See you in the next video with another lesson, inshallah. Thank you so much again, and goodbye.